Welcome
Thanks.
to Time to Process. You guys,
So fun.
I know I say this every time, but I love my people. This is one of my very, very best friends, Cassie. We've known each other
Go
since
way back.
like 15. I was thinking about that this
I
morning.
know.
Sophomore
I love
year.
it.
Sophomore year of high school. This is the other thing I was joking about this morning in my own head. We have been through a lot of brows together.
A lot of styles.
A
The
lot of
thin,
styles.
the barely
I
hair.
know. I'm like the way,
We were
way,
sharing
way
pictures,
thick.
yeah, a
Oh
couple
my
weeks ago
gosh.
about
Yes.
all of that.
And we were talking about it.
Wedding,
Yes.
eyebrows.
All of
so
that.
bad.
Oh my gosh. And so this morning I was like, oh, we've been through a lot of brows together. Like a lot of trends, a lot of brows, a lot of hairstyles, a lot of clothing, all the things.
Yeah.
Especially after those dance pictures I said.
Oh, yeah,
And like
for
then
sure.
Aubrey was,
Yeah.
which I'm going to get. I hope Aubrey listens to this because I am going to get her on here.
She needs to be on
If
there.
it's the last thing I do.
She's a talented girl.
She is. And I don't know why she doesn't want to come on.
I know.
It's a good time. Anyway, so Cassie, like I said, I have known literally since sophomore year. So, I mean, gosh, how many years is that? What is that? Is that 2000? 99? Because I think we were sophomore years, like
Yeah.
end of 99
Yeah.
to 2000. Because, you know, I thought
Like
the
what,
world was
20?
going to end.
27 years? Like,
Yeah. Well, yes.
Maybe not
Oh, 26, I guess.
Yeah.
Because, or not even 26. We're crazy. It's only 2024.
well, no, but Scott and I have been
Isn't
married
it?
for 21 years, so that's what I go off of, right? And I've known
Oh.
you for like,
Yeah, like 5 more years.
yes.
I don't know. It feels so crazy though that it's. I mean,
I love it.
we're the true '90s gals.
You're my homie.
I know. I love it. Been through a lot
My go-to.
together. Yes. Okay. Anyway, so the reason I wanted Cassie on, you guys, is that she is a phenomenal home designer.
You're
Phenomenal.
So sweet.
No, you're very, very, very talented. And you're just great at really anything beautification wise. Like I do kind of love that word, and it all encompasses you. Where like the jewelry, the clothes, the shoes, the hair, like you're always beautiful. And I feel like you do a very good job of beautifying the things around you.
Yeah.
But so I want to have it back over to you. Tell us a little bit about you, but then
Okay.
also tell us about your job and like just how you got started in it. And then
Okay.
we'll hop over to my 5 favorite things.
Okay. So, I feel like I am creative. It's definitely in my genes. I feel like I get a lot of it from my mom. She's very creative. She's
Her mom
also
is uber talented.
she's also a hairstylist, as well as she just has a good eye for design. And I think a lot of it, when you talk about beautification, is that
Yes,
the word you
yes.
use? I feel like you have a lot of that too, and I feel like it's in our blood. Honestly, as hairdressers,
Yeah.
we're very creative. We have a creative mindset.
And I
And
think we're
it's
fulfilled
just-
when we create too.
Yes.
Like that, it
Right.
fills our cups when we do that.
And it's definitely weird because I went to beauty school as well as Courtney, and it's very artistic, very creative, and it's weird because it's definitely a different line from home design.
Yeah.
But it's also very
Similar.
Mm-hmm.
I would say that too.
Yep. I definitely still get my creative and my artistic outlet through design, and it's a lot of color working with the color
Yes.
wheel, and yeah.
That's so
Yeah.
funny you say that, because last night I went to dinner with Tierney and our neighbor Mari, and Mari's also a hairstylist.
Uh-huh.
And we were talking about our holiday decor, and we were showing some pictures, and they were just saying I would never have looked at that and like chosen that for to use or whatever, like with my antique stuff.
Yeah.
And I was like, for me, everything goes based on color.
Yeah.
I'm like, when I'm looking for
100%.
stuff, I am looking for colors.
Yeah.
So it's so funny you say that, because I don't know if I really like put that into words until last night.
Yeah. I know,
So,
it's
yeah.
weird because people look at it such a like an opposite direction of a line of work, and it is. It's
Yeah.
very different. But I think that's why like you could be naturally good at it too. I think just that creative brain in ours,
Yeah.
you know. Does,
I mean, I don't think I could.
Yes, you could.
I
Yes,
might,
you could.
see, I'm like,
All of you that have
that's-
seen her house agree with me. I know you do.
Yeah, but
so.
it's funny because Dylan just asked me this the other day too. He's like, would you ever want to do like home design? Because we were
Yeah.
talking about you coming on
Yeah.
the podcast. And I was like, no. Like, because I like my own design. I don't
Yeah.
think I could do
It's tricky,
It for,
and
like,
we can talk
other
about that
people.
later. But one
Yeah.
of the trickiest parts is a lot of it is opinion too, and there's
Yes,
a lot of things
yes.
that I like and that I put into a home, and I design a lot of specs that are for sale, and sometimes the builder or sometimes the realtor are like, why did you do this, or I would have done this, and I'm like, well, not me, I like it this
yeah,
way,
like,
you know.
yes, totally.
So-
But that's true.
Yeah,
That is a real, I
It's
do want to
tricky.
like kind of deep dive on that, because I think that that's where I don't know if I could do it because I don't know if I could get out of my own mindset
Yeah.
to do something that would be beneficial for a lot of people.
It's risky.
You know,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, for sure.
It is. It's risky. But anyway, we can go into that later. But I live in Springville. I'm just, 5 minutes from here, from Court's house.
Yep.
And moved here about
really, you guys were like one of the
15
main
years ago. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. You've been here for a long time.
Yeah.
But when we were looking in Springville, I had called you. Anyway, you and Scott really sold us. Like we were like, okay.
I was hesitant. We came here from Lehigh, and I was like, Springville, but it was, you can't beat the prices.
No.
And I love that it was kind of a small town feel. Both of us grew up in Pleasant Grove, and it's kind of was a PG feel for me. It's not overpopulated like Lehigh, not crazy like Provo and Orem. Anyway, so.
Well, my brother always said that it was like how Pleasant Grove was 20 years ago.
100%.
Which now would be
it's
like
getting a little more
ago,
crazy. Yes.
Yeah.
It's getting a little more overpopulated now. But I never thought my kids would be Red Devils, and here we are.
I know.
And to be honest, because my oldest is 18, and he's a basketball player, and so when he plays the Vikings, I'm like, I've got Viking gear. I'm like, dude, I'm gonna wear my Viking stuff, and I legit feel torn. Still, I'm like,
can you wear
even though my son's Red Devil,
and
I'm like, okay, I don't want to wear my Viking gear. Scott's like, don't you dare. Even though he's a Viking too, but
I know, but it is hard because I'm a Viking through and through.
Totally, right? We
will
bleed
always
blue.
cheer for PG. Yes,
we were cheerleaders.
Yes,
too.
we were cheerleaders. Yes,
for
I know.
PG
Yes,
Vikings.
we were.
Yeah.
Yes.
Anyway, so back to my kids. I've got 4 kids. My oldest is 18 boy. It's been such a hard year. I feel like I'm going through all of the first lasts.
Yeah.
And I just get choked up every time I think about it. Anyway, it's my last Christmas with him. It's been really hard. Then my second
He'll
boy.
come back in a couple years.
But it'll be different. It's always different.
It's always. Listen. I
Makes me
know.
sick. Anyway, and then my second boy is 15. He's into soccer, super active. And then my third daughter is a girl. She's 12. She's actually in California right now with her soccer team.
What?
I know. Sent her by herself, my 12-year-old.
Oh my gosh.
That's killing me too.
I'm sure there's a lot of.
But you just can't do it all.
I know.
Yeah, exactly.
No.
Anyway, so she's active and does all the sports too. And then my fourth is another girl, Daphne, and she's 12 and she's a little gymnast. So all my 4 kids keep me busy, and then I do house design on the side. I did hair for 15 years, and then I didn't find joy in it anymore. And so, same reason why you started your podcast.
Listen,
I started
we all
design.
have midlife crises.
Yep, that's totally what happened with me. And again, we can go into that later. But that's a little bit about me and my life.
So our boys are sophomores together.
Yeah.
Our daughters are 7th graders together.
And
so that's fun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I know.
I do love that we have some connection like that.
Yeah.
Just for like our kids to know.
And
like
when
when I
talk
said
about
that-
what we're going through and
Yes.
relate. And
Oh yeah, totally. But when I sent that
how do you
picture,
deal with these hormones, all of that.
or let's not deal with these hormones.
Yes.
I don't really want to deal
We're
with them
gonna stop
anymore
this.
right now.
I
Is that
know.
okay? No, but when I had sent that picture to you of Phoenix and Dylan when they were little,
Yes.
and then Phoenix sent it to their group chat, Dylan was like, "Mom,
why did you share this? Now
I'm like,
everybody sees
it's
it.
funny though. It's really
That's
funny.
annoying.
So it's
Yeah.
cute. Yeah, for sure. But yes, woman of many talents you are.
You're sweet.
I love it. Okay, so then before we jump into all of the things, because I do have a lot of questions I want to talk to Cassie about, because from my point of view, I mean, it was probably like 4 years ago when you were like sat us down at lunch and you were like, okay,
Yeah,
you guys,
4
I
and a
think
half.
I'm gonna get a job.
Yeah.
And we were like,
4.5 years. I know. Yeah.
Which is
almost 5.
amazing.
Like this parade of homes will be my 5th parade of homes.
Oh my gosh.
I know.
Oh wow, that
Time
is
flies.
time. Yeah, that is wild.
Yeah.
Okay, so then let's hurry and do my 5 faves of the week. This one, I mean, not that they're hard each week, but I feel like there's certain things that I love during certain times of the year,
For sure.
right?
Yes.
And so I kind of actually had a little bit of
100%.
like a renewed, like, oh, I have like a lot more options right now because there are things that I wasn't using during the summer or in the kind of warmer months. So let's start with, not that this one matters, but Just one of them, I guess, is more of my winter one. Okay, so my favorite texture spray, and I feel like we've talked about this one before, is the Kenra texture spray.
Oh, yes.
The Kenra Platinum. It comes in that silver can. I think it says number 6 on it. It's so good.
So good.
So good. It smells amazing. It has like just enough, like what's the word? Stickiness? Maybe?
Yeah, like salt fill.
Yes.
Or like,
yes. Where it adds a little bit of grit to where you can like fluff it up later, even after the fact, but it doesn't feel so gross that you're like, I have to wash my hair tomorrow.
Yeah.
Like it's a really good in between. In fact, I used it on a client yesterday and she was like, what is this? She literally was like, stop what you're doing. Like, and I'm like, I've used this on you before. She's like, I've never smelled this. This is amazing. What is it? Anyway, and luckily I had like another one in stock in the back. So I like gave it, or she bought it from me, but it's so good. So good. Like I love it I don't usually use it when my hair's straight, but when my hair is wavy, especially on like that 6th and 7th day, I am using it.
When you love it?
Oh yeah, for sure.
Well, little shout out those that have extensions.
Oh, you can't use it on that?
No. I've used it. I have extensions and I've used it and it will ruin your extensions.
No way. Okay.
So it makes me super jealous and sad
PSA.
because I love the look. Not all of us are as gifted
God.
and have this thick hair. I have
It's
to add fake hair.
nuisance, which I don't think you always have thick hair, I swear.
No.
That is
No way.
so
My
crazy.
pony's like that, dude. So one time I tried using texturizing spray because I wanted the beach waves, and it like tangled and ruined my extensions. So be careful.
Yeah. PSA. That is
If
so
you
actually
have
so good to
extensions.
know. I will put that in when I
because
like
it's
do
too
about
sticky.
it. That's what I was just gonna say.
So what I
Yeah.
love to use is just like a shine spray because it's not
sticky at all.
Yeah.
Okay.
But I'll kind of use
And
it as a texturizing
That's what I was
spray.
gonna say.
I'll
Can you
kind
like
of
lift it and do that?
Yeah, it's just to get the beach waves, right? But I'm not using like a texturizing spray because it's too sticky for the fake hair.
Because I feel like that's exactly it. I use it for volume because my hair feels so flat by that point. Even though I like just still have the waves going, I just need something to like kind of separate them. Oh my gosh! Okay, when I talk about it during the week, I will post that because that's so good to know. Because there's so many people that have extensions, and I would not have known that. Yeah. Okay. So number 1 is the texture spray. Don't use it if you have extensions. Okay, this is one I actually, before I say what my favorite is, I want to know what you use for teeth whitening. Oh, because we always talk
charcoal
about
powder.
This. You do?
1000%. Everybody go get it.
Okay.
Do you not?
No, well, I did years ago when you told me that originally, but I just didn't feel like it ever, I don't know, like it ever got in like super good. I know, that's what I'm saying. You always have phenomenally white teeth.
Even just today, I had to take my son to the ortho like an hour ago. And I was like, buddy, because he was getting his permanent retainer. And I'm like, did you wear your permanent or your, whatever?
Oh, yeah,
the other retainer,
yes.
That they have to do to make sure their teeth are straight. And he's like, yes, I did. They're straight. And I'm like, buddy, but they're yellow. I'm like, start using that charcoal stuff. But yeah, I love it so much. I just use normal toothpaste and then you dip it in the powder.
Okay,
the
that's
powder
what I
is
was
so
just gonna
cheap
ask.
off Amazon. Just any activated charcoal, and it's black and it looks nasty and it makes a mess. But
it works.
I have the most sensitive.
I was just gonna
teeth.
ask, is it because your teeth are sensitive?
My enamel, I feel like because I bleached the crap out of them in high school.
Yes.
And when I got married, I have like no enamel left.
Oh my gosh. Can they
have to be careful?
Can't they like do another thing on you? Like put
enamel?
Like what's the they do it when the kids are like 12 years old and they like put the
fluoride?
So it's not fluoride, it is something different. They literally, I think they put
I feel like over time your
teeth
can build it, but I almost feel like it has to happen naturally. I don't know if
I really have no idea.
That'd be cool. I should
but
get
I'm
it
just
done
wondering.
If they can,
That's why I'm like, I swear that my kids when they were like a certain age, they went and like had a thing like painted on. But it wasn't fluoride.
I should do that.
So I'm gonna ask my brother-in-law because he's a dentist because he obviously is the one that's done that.
Yeah.
Okay, so
stay tuned.
Yeah, stay tuned because this is the thing. Is I was influenced with the by I don't know somebody else on Instagram for those Lumino ones. Have you heard of those? Like LUMINEAUX
because those are natural
or something like that.
Aren't they?
Yes.
Yeah.
And that's the thing is like
I think I have tried those ones actually, and they weren't They didn't hurt my teeth.
And that's why I liked him, because
Yeah.
I felt like Dylan was, I had him start bleaching his teeth as soon as he got his braces off, and then they were getting so sensitive. So I ended up getting those, and he uses them, and so do I. And I feel like I used one this morning.
Yeah, they look good.
But my kids always are like, you have the whitest teeth. But my issue is, here's a little info for my peeps. I have a fake tooth right here. And so I always have to bleach my teeth to ensure that they match my fake one. Crazy. And so I feel like, maybe other people don't notice, maybe they do, but I feel like I can always notice. Huh. And so I'm always like, oh my gosh, I can totally see a difference in them. And so because of the sensitivity thing, I have liked those because of that. I have to bleach mine so often to keep them the same color as my fake one that it would be killing my teeth if I wasn't using something like that. But I like that because I feel like with the activated charcoal too, I didn't ever quite understand how to do it to where I was like, do I just do it with water? But that makes sense with the toothpaste. Yeah. So do you do it like in the morning
and
at night?
I'll put on toothpaste, every morning, every night, and I'll probably do it for like a solid week, and then I won't do it for like a whole month, and then I'll do it for a solid week. Kind of just like leave it out on my bathroom counter, and I'll put on normal toothpaste, just like you brush your teeth normally. But then you're dipping it in the powder, because I used to do it without the toothbrush, and it just the activated charcoal tastes like nothing.
That's what I was going to say.
But it was just like not leaving my mouth minty, and so then I was like, I'm gonna try it with toothpaste and just adding it. And so you have to be careful because I have the activated charcoal in a bag, so I'll just like dip it in the bag, and sometimes I've lost like the toothpaste in the bag, and I'm all and then I have to like fish it out, and I'm making a mess because it's all black, you know.
And then I'm like, it probably hardens in the bag.
Yes. But I have like emptied a little bit out just in a little jar, and then it's easy to just tap it because you don't need a lot. You're just tapping just to get it on the toothpaste. But
will you send me the link of the one you buy?
Yes.
Okay, and then I'll post it for all of you.
For
Yahoos. Because I'm like, even when I had put it on my list, I was like, oh, this is actually like a perfect one to ask while you're here.
Yeah.
Because we've always talked about teeth whitening. Okay, this is the one that is my winter one. Perk Energy.
Oh, jeez.
We love Perk.
Obsessed.
We love it so much. And this is the thing though, as I feel like every spring, summer, I like totally forget about it. And then my
stock up
author friend, who was here a couple weeks ago, she kept telling me, and maybe it's even actually in the podcast. I'm gonna have to go back and look. I can't remember when we talked about it, but she's like telling me about this kettle that she has, and I'm thinking like a kettle you put on the stove.
Yes.
No, you guys.
What?
It's one that you literally it has like its own plate. You set it on top of the plate. You plug it in, you push it up to like 175, and it literally has the water done in like 30 seconds.
Wait, like hot?
Yes. It's literally like 8 full tea kettle, and you can boil water. You can have it go up to like 210. It's amazing. It's amazing.
Okay, I'm so excited.
But because I've only used it for a week, it's not on my favorite things list yet.
Oh, gotcha.
But you can use it for, you can do milk, you can do anything, like hot chocolate. Yes. And it's like 2 liters or whatever. So it's like you could do like a ton at a time.
Okay.
So because of this, she like had sent me a Marco Polo and was showing me like how she does it. And I was like, oh my gosh, I have not had Perk in so long because it's a hot drink and I don't like to drink it cold.
I never drink it in the summer. I just have no desire to.
No. And so I got out like whatever I had left and I finished that bottle because there was some that I had not tried yet that she was like, you should try the vanilla steamer one. And anyway, so same. Did you buy some at Black Friday?
No, before that.
I was like, they had done
like October. I should have, but I stocked up in October. I bought that as soon as they released the chai sweater weather.
Oh yes,
flavor.
Yes,
I bought like 2 of those, and then I bought like 2 packages of all the samples because I like to just have a variety.
I do love that, and I should have done that. I only bought the caramel steamer. So it's like vanilla caramel steamer.
Yes,
so have you tried that one?
Yummy.
Okay.
Yes.
So I haven't tried that one yet.
Oh, you'll love
but
it.
I've done chai latte for years.
Yeah.
And so
that's the number
one.
one.
And then the Dutch hot cocoa.
Okay.
Which
I love is the mint truffle one. Have you tried that one?
No, but I don't love like mint and chocolate together.
Okay, then you won't like it.
I feel like it's like toothpaste with chocolate.
Oh, okay.
I don't know.
So you don't like mint chocolate chip ice cream either? Okay.
No, I should have grabbed some chopstick. But yes, so we love Perk, and I have renewed my love for it as of the last couple weeks. Yes. after doing that, and like I even just had some this morning and like finished out the rest of my canister, and I'm like, when is my next one going to be delivered?
Oh, because you
What
do
is
the auction?
happening? No, because I just ordered it last week on Black
Oh,
Friday.
I see. Yes, it hasn't
But
come
I'm
yet.
like, I
Gotcha.
swear that they are based out of Utah, aren't they?
Yeah, I thought so. Yeah.
So I'm like,
for sure.
it's been like 5 days. Come on, Perk. I need my stuff. I need
It's
my
like
fix.
a Mormon coffee.
Yeah, right? Totally.
Oh, it's so good though.
Totally,
The
it's
collagen
so
and the
good.
protein and everything that's
And
added
that's
in
why
there.
I love it too, is because I feel like I'm getting extras with it. And it's low calories.
Yeah.
Like it's a drink that you can have in the morning. Because there were years when I was like college age, dating Aaron, all of that I would stop at the gas station and get a hot chocolate every morning.
Oh, really?
Which is so random.
Yes.
But I was like thinking back to that and I'm like, yeah, I loved that. It wasn't even like a cappuccino or anything. It was literally hot chocolate.
Oh, that's awesome.
I know. So I'm like, I guess I just love a hot drink when it's cold.
Okay, I have a little favorite thing plug.
Oh, what?
Okay, my favorite thing for
Yes.
the perk is the mug, the self-mixing mug.
Oh,
do you have
what?
that?
No, I just have a
Game
frother.
changer. Game changer. Okay,
Well,
so
I
should have brought
because
it.
it freaking,
if I knew we were
it
talking
freaking
about
like
this.
flows over my
I will
cup
send you the
half
link
time.
and you have to share it with everybody
Okay,
because
yes,
it is my
I
favorite.
do.
It's just one serving, so it's just 8 ounces and it looks like a mug. It's got a little handle, but there is it looks like a little white pill, like a little white
So like
pill
a
that sits down at the bottom.
Okay.
And you push on the handle, you push a button and the little pill is magnetic and it spins and it mixes it up for 1 minute and then it turns off by itself.
And it doesn't go like too hard that it like overflows?
No, I mean, it mixes like that, so it starts to it comes up a little bit on the edge, so you can't fill it to the very edge.
Sure.
But I'll heat up my hot water, pour it in there, pour it in when the mix hit the button, and then it's done. And then you drink it. Like I'll take it in the car when I'm taking my kids to school.
My
drink
gosh.
It. And then, because you know how sometimes perk kind of settles down at the bottom?
Yes.
So then you just tap it again and it mixes again for you, and then you tap it and it turns off.
That is genius.
And it's so easy to clean because it's magnetic, so you just pull the pill out and
Rinse
clean
it
it,
off.
and then you drop the pill back in and it goes like the magnetic brings it right to the center.
Oh, so it's literally not even attached to the cup.
No. It's a little magnetic pill,
But
it looks like a
cannot
white
lose
pill.
it.
No, it comes with an extra one. But yeah,
How did you hear about that? You just found
I
it?
feel like it was an influencer because it's on Amazon and somebody,
Yeah.
I don't know, a couple of years ago, and I literally just use it and I rinse it out and clean it and then just keep it by my sink and use it again the next day.
I hope Larissa's not listening to this because I'm going to text her husband tell him to get it for her for Christmas.
Oh,
That is
maybe I should have
so
told you
smart.
that offline.
Oh
but
my gosh.
yeah,
No. I
It's
for
amazing.
sure want to post about it with the perk.
Okay,
Now I feel
I'll
like
show
I need
it
to
to
go buy
you.
it like right now.
Yeah, I'll show you the link.
Oh my gosh.
It makes
Okay.
it so
That's
fast
amazing
and
because I
easy.
use a frother,
Mm-hmm.
but
Which
she
I'll use
was
like for my
telling me.
mixers and other things
Yes,
that
yeah.
aren't hot.
So she was telling me though what she does is that she puts she only fills up like half of the water, puts the whole scoop of the perk in, then mixes just that little bit, then pours more water in, and then does like a little bit. But I do feel like different flavors mix differently. Like my chai latte is always more gritty than anything else I drink.
Yes, I have noticed that too.
Yeah.
And you know what? Any of the fruit drinks, like the blueberry one and they're not my favorite.
Yeah,
like
like
the
the blueberry
streusel
pie.
ones, those
Yeah.
never mix good, and they're not my favorite. So
It's like there's there's like just too much
Something.
substance in
Mhm.
there that is not like dissolvable.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay, that's interesting. So yeah, I only ordered the Dutch hot cocoa and the vanilla caramel
Cream.
steam or whatever.
Yeah. Mhm.
But I should have done the sample ones.
Yeah.
I always
You'll have to do
forget that.
next time.
We actually sell all that at the salon.
Oh.
So in the
you
wintertime,
do?
they literally have all of the things lined up.
Oh, cool.
So I was like, oh, next time I need one, I'll just grab one.
Yeah,
But,
there you go.
yeah. Anyway. Okay. Okay, this is one. I don't use a flat iron very often. Do you?
Mhm. Nope, never.
Me either. But I've been using it a lot on my daughter because Ruby has
she's natural
very,
curly
very
hair.
curly hair. And well, I guess I should say wavy, but it's thick, so it's hard to work with.
Yeah.
But then another client had asked me just recently, and then they were on sale at the supply store. It kind of got me really thinking about it. But have you ever used the GHD one?
No.
Okay, it's so good. And did you know that GHD stands for Good Hair
I was
Day?
just going to ask you that. What is the brand?
Literally, Good Hair Day.
That is the brand, and it's Good Hair Day.
Uh-huh.
GHD.
GHD.
Okay.
It's so good. I will have to preface though, it is a very expensive flat iron.
Do you get it at Cosmoprof or where do you get it?
You can get it at Cosmoprof or at Salon Centric, or you can buy it on Amazon, Ulta. Like they all have them. I think Sephora carries them too. So they are like a big, big brand. Because they have like a lot of other things. I mean, they have like a texture one. They have like curling irons. They have lots of different like products, but it's like, it just feels so smooth going through your hair. It never gets caught. There's not product buildup. I feel like a lot of flat irons, it builds up a lot of the product on the edges, and I'm constantly having to like clean it off. But so I have one at home and I have one at the salon. So I do use one at the salon a lot. But it is like, I've had both
whatever
of them
the plate
for
is
years.
not like
Yeah. I mean, I'm sure it's like a ceramic something or other, but it's really, really, really good. Like it's smooth. It doesn't ever feel like you're pulling or damaging or anything like that. And it has really lasted me. I mean, I really have probably had it for 5 or 6 years already. And both of them, because I bought them like when they were on sale.
Yeah.
Anyway, so they're really, really good. But like I said, yeah, same. I don't use a flat iron like a lot, but I have been using it on her because she's been learning to do her own hair. And so, but then I have to come in and kind of finish it up, you know?
Yeah.
Anyway, but it is so good. Like if I'm going to recommend a flat iron, if somebody's like, I'm willing to pay whatever price, 100% that one. Yeah. We've done other ones,
so
like
what
the
is it,
Amico
around
ones.
like 100? What's the price?
Oh no, it's like, I think it's like $220.
What?
Yeah. It's like $220.
Dang,
so,
that's an investment. But like you said, if it's lasting,
but it's lasting like 6 years.
Yeah.
I mean, think of even like $1 a use.
Yeah.
Right? That's like you pay that off in 1 year.
Yeah.
But
those
there's
of you
always
that don't
deals.
know, that is like her go-to
I know.
$1 a use, and I love it so much. It's become like my mantra. If I buy something, I'm like, hey, am I going to use this 100 times?
Yeah.
Yeah. It's $75. Am I going to use it?
Sometimes
So
I do.
good.
Sometimes I do though. Oh, this is worth $2 a wear. But just because I'm like, it's a really expensive something.
Yes.
Then maybe I'll,
I love it so
work
much.
it so it works for me. But yes, I for sure the $1 a use is if I can use it that many times. But it's funny though because like that's where I think we talked about this with like I love your cute leopard jeans by the way.
Oh, yeah,
and the barrel
Amazon.
jeans.
They're Amazon.
And I think I got those same ones, but I got from the same brand, just the jean ones. Because same, I'm like, barrel jeans I'm not going to wear next season.
That's
and
what
they're like
I'm thinking too. And I'm not gonna
$150.
buy, Free People or Madewell or I know because they're gonna go out next year.
Exactly. So I'm like, they were what, $40, $45 on Amazon, and I've worn them already like 3 or 4 times. I'm like, this is perfect. I'll wear them all winter, maybe into spring, and then I probably won't wear them again.
Yeah.
So yeah, $1 a use for sure. Okay, my last one on the list. Sorry, my voice is a little bit raspy today. My sexy voice, just kidding, is the doTERRA Deep Blue Roller.
Oh yes.
My gosh, the holy
100%.
grail, holy grail. I feel like we have had not a lot of injuries lately, but like I feel like with the end of football, the end of softball, now the kids are all doing basketball. I
but
feel
not
like
just sports, but like sicknesses and like
like on your chest.
Yes.
Well, and I even feel like I've been
fevers
getting
or headaches. Like
really?
100%.
Oh,
yes.
I don't
put
ever
it like
think
by my
about
temples or on my neck.
See, guys, you're dropping truth bombs today. No, I really had no idea. I knew that like putting it on your chest, but I've never done it for a headache.
Yeah, game changer.
Oh, yeah, I wish I would have known that. Because it's just one that like a lot of times like Ruby carries it in her softball bag.
Yeah.
If we're doing like a tournament or whatever. But I feel like too, I'm sure it's just because I'm 40 now, but I, for some reason, keep getting a lot of like my muscles and my calves tensing. Kind of feels like a Charlie horse, but not at the same time. Like I feel like I'm using it like every other day. And I don't know if it's because of like how I'm working on the treadmill or walking on the treadmill or what, but I just feel like I eat so many bananas.
You do?
Yes, between Ruby and I, we probably go through 10 a week.
What?
I literally order 5 each time I do groceries, and that's pretty much twice a week. Between Ruby and I,
we are. So yeah, that
love
shows me that you're
bananas.
cramping that much then.
That's why I was like, what? And so then I was like, maybe I'm dehydrated.
Yeah.
But I feel like I do drink quite a bit of water.
Yeah.
So anyway, but I use it all the time. And I feel like it's a quick, like, it's not like, oh, I took this pill and it's going to take 45 minutes to an hour to kick in.
It's a quick release.
It is, yes, like almost immediate.
Yeah.
So yeah, I love it. I
just don't touch your eyes after.
Oh my gosh, I know. Or when you pull up your pajama pants, depending on where it goes. Let's just say I've had it in a few unfortunate places before. Yeah, that I was like, oh my gosh, that's really hot. Yes,
oh my gosh, that's awesome.
I know. Okay, but see, those are some great favorite things.
Yeah,
and again, they're things I'm like, I hadn't really thought about
variety.
all of those.
Yeah.
Oh, also, I do have to do a little plug here too, because I was thinking about this, especially with Thanksgiving in November, because Thanksgiving was last week or whatever. When I talk about my 5 favorite things, it really is like I try to do it from a gratitude standpoint.
Mm-hmm.
Right? These are things I'm grateful for in my life. And this week, I had posted it on my Instagram, but I don't know if you saw it. Tierney and I were at the gym in the morning, and we were talking about stuff, and she literally said this, and I was like, hold the phone, stop right there. I'm literally going to type this out. Yeah, she said, find the greatness in what you're doing right now. That's going to be my motto for 2025.
That's really good.
And I'm like, you just say that stuff? That does not come to me. But I feel like the same. You and Obs always say things that I'm like, how have I never thought about that before?
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's just because that was on my notes, I'm like, this is
so good.
Think about all the things you're grateful for, your favorite things, all of that. Let's come from a place of gratitude in 2025. Okay.
And living in the moment, right?
Yes. And living in the moment and just enjoying what is happening right now at that time.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my gosh, what was I doing? I was trying to find your text here. Okay. So I want to go back to the questions I text you. Okay. So now, let's see. We've already been talking for a very long time.
It's okay. That's what happens.
It's fine. This is what happens. This is why our lunch dates are like 4 hours long.
So true.
Okay, so like I was saying, Cassie is amazing, talented at a lot of things. But it really was like 4.5 years ago that you sat us down at lunch and we were like, I think I'm going to get a job. And we were like, what? Anyway,
I know.
It was just so cool. So
out of the
tell
blue.
us a little bit about that. Tell us kind of what happened.
Okay. So, like I said, I did hair for 15 years. I was not finding joy in it anymore. Quit. Hardest decision I've ever done.
Yeah.
Right? You go through that much time and make that many relationship with your clients, and it's really hard. But I was just like, I'm not finding joy in this anymore, and I don't want to live my life doing something that
100%
is not enjoyable every day.
Yeah.
Anyway, so I was without a job for about 5 years. And this is when my youngest was a baby. And so I was fine with that.
Yeah.
And then as soon as she started kindergarten, I was like, okay, I need to find something to do with my time. And that is when I started installing wallpaper. I installed wallpaper for a couple of years with my good friend. And we were installing wallpaper for Valor Homes. And overheard.
I don't even remember this.
I know. Overheard that they were looking for a designer. And my good friend knows, that I have a passion for that and I love it. And so she kind of talked to the owners of Valor and said, you should talk with my friend Cassie. And so I reached out to him and I just said, I would love this opportunity. I don't have a degree in it, but it's something that I love and I feel like I have a good eye for. And I'm a very good people person, which is a good quality to have as a designer, right? You're trying to please people. And then as long as you have the eye for it, and they were like, sure, yeah, we'll give it a shot,
Yes.
And so it literally fell into my lap and I'm so grateful for it and honored that they took a chance on me. Yes. Yeah. So I'm super lucky with that. And people tell me all the time, oh my gosh, you have my dream job. And I'm like, it's not all butterflies and rainbows like people think. It is a really hard job.
Yes. But you have to deal with
grateful.
A lot of subcontractors and stuff like that. It's not just you're not just designing the homes and then you're like, here you go. No. You're doing a lot of stuff.
Yeah. There's a lot of behind the scenes, so much math, so much budgeting and, and disappointed clients when, you're like, oh, okay, your budget is $10K over in cabinets and they're like, crap. And I'm trying to help them peel back, being better at looking at their budget and coming in at their budget, because it's tricky. It's their home. They're spending on average $1 million on this home, you know, at least.
Yeah, because Valor does more like high-end custom homes, right?
Yep. Anyway, so yeah, it just kind of fell into my lap, and it's been awesome. Like I said, I'm working on my 5th parade of homes right now. There's 3 designers at Valor Homes. One of them is the owner's wife, Lacey, and then Aubrey and I are the other designers. And we all kind of just take turns if a client comes in, or if there's a spec, you know, they'll kind of take turns between her and I. And we start the process. If it's a spec, they'll give me the plans, and I'll kind of look through the plans and be like, okay, let's rearrange this bathroom a little bit more. Or if I know, okay, I want a wet room in this master or this primary. I'm still getting used to saying primary, not master. Bathroom.
They're calling it a primary?
Yeah, you can't say master.
Why?
Same thing, like you can't say Dixie Chicks. Like, you can't.
What?
Yes. Have you not heard that?
No!
Because it's like master of the house, you know, back to like the slavery times.
Oh
You're
my
supposed
gosh,
to say
I
primary.
literally never heard that ever.
I know. I'm still trying to say
Okay,
that.
so you learn something new every day.
I know.
Even when we're 40.
Anyway, so yeah, I'll kind of tweak the plans. And then if I'm working with a client, I'll meet with them and do like a design, we call it a structural design meeting, where I talk to them about where they want to spend their money, how much should we put in budget. If, for instance, they want like electrical blinds, that needs to be put in their electrical plans, and we have to plan for that from the get-go. A lot of times people don't think about blinds till the very, very end.
Yeah.
And really they should think about it at the beginning, especially because they're doing electric now. But
yeah, totally.
Stuff like that. Do you want an iron front door? You know, do you want glass in your office doors? How much lighting do you want? Just so that we can put together their budget.
Sure.
And so I'll get a feel for their style, what they want to spend their money on, and then I'll go to the builder and say, okay, we need this for this budget. We need to go through all of the different categories and come together with a budget. And then from there, we try to get from like the beginning to end, we try to get the whole house built within like 8 or 9 months. It's pretty dang quick.
Yeah, that is quick.
A spec goes a little bit faster and it's quicker because I make all the decisions.
Yeah.
Which is
You're not
so
asking
fun.
anyone like, hey, what do you think about this?
Yeah. But like I said earlier, it is risky and it's scary because, I mean, even there's a spec right now in Salem that's for sale, and it's a French country home, and I think it'll sell. But like I did one of the walls, it's called Jungle Camouflage. It's a bear color, but it's like a green color.
Oh,
and
okay.
even like the cabinets in the kitchen, I did a mix of like stain and green. I don't know. So some of it is a little risky and it makes me nervous, but green's kind of a neutral color too. So I feel like it's pretty easy, but you know, there will be maybe some people that are like, why are there green cabinets? But anyways, it's just stunning, and it's turning out really pretty, but it's a tricky job. It's so fun, and I love using my creative outlet, but it is hard to work with budget.
Because you're like, you could have all the ideas in the world.
Oh yeah.
But if it's not within
and
the
where
budget,
to stick your money too, right? Like it kills me to say this because lighting is my favorite. It's like the jewelry and the frosting of the home. I love lighting. But if you want to save on building your home, like I've had some clients, okay, in the future, I want to put like this really pretty chandelier in my staircase, but they don't have the lighting budget for it. So we'll just put a candlelight there, and then in the future, or like even pendants in their kitchen. Like, you know, if you're trying to save, go bigger on your cabinets and then cut back on your paint colors, or cut back on your millwork, or cut back on lighting, stuff that you can always add later.
Yeah, that's so smart.
Yeah. And then even same too with like hardwood flooring. I did like it was a home up in Harriman. It was a 10,000 square foot home. And I did not want to do hardwood. I wanted to do LVP. They make LVP so pretty nowadays. You would never guess that it's not engineered hardwood. But those clients that were coming in, that was one of the things that everybody was asking, is there engineered hardwood? And so I ended up upgrading and doing engineered hardwood on the main floor. All the basement had LVP. But that would be another plug and something that I would suggest is just, you can find a really pretty LVP. There's no reason why you need to do an engineered hardwood for your floor.
No, I feel like just if you have kids in general, or pets, like we have LVP in ours, and I mean, we've lived in our house almost 8 years, so there's definitely
And
a
you're
few planks
still
that
great.
need to be
Mhm.
replaced, but
They
besides
last,
that, no,
yeah.
yes.
And it's waterproof. That's another thing too, is you have to deal with like the temperature in Utah and the different like climate changes too. A lot of people that do engineered hardwood, you probably should get a humidifier installed in your home to help with the wood not expanding
and
and
contracting.
yeah. Mm-hmm.
And that's
So,
like, and I
anyway,
want
it's
to
stuff
like
like that.
to when I move into a home. Like I know every home has maintenance, but I also don't want to be like, oh, every year you have to reseal this, or every year you have to do this, or like,
Mhm.
and that is a lot of that. We had
Yep.
real hardwood in our Cedar Hills house,
Okay.
and it was a softwood, which we bought it as a spec home, so we didn't choose anything. But at that time in my life, I wore a lot of high heels, very pointy high heels. Oh, I ruined that floor. There, like if you got down on the ground and like looked at it from the side, there was just divots everywhere, and we like didn't know for probably a good year that I lived there.
Yeah.
Or that we
and then
lived
you realized
there.
You're like,
because like we didn't have kids. Like
No.
we only had Gabe when we moved there. Like I didn't have any babies. I was still working full time, like in an office at a corporate job. Like I was literally dressed to the nines every day, and I had no idea. And it because it was just such soft wood.
Crazy.
Anyway, so yeah, I would agree. I feel like if you have kids or I don't know. Actually, I would never do real hardwood in a home. I just don't feel like it's not good for entertaining. Like, and I love to host. I love to have family over, dinners, bunko, book clubs, like everything.
Yeah.
I feel like it's just accidents are going to happen.
Yeah. Right.
The only thing that we've seen with ours, so maybe, I don't know, there's been a few things that have dropped that have made a divot in them.
Oh, really?
And then you can see a little bit of coloring from the underneath.
Huh.
And then we've had a little bit of water damage where our dog bowls were. Because she will drink in them during the day and the water will sit there for hours.
And you don't see it. Yeah.
If somebody's not home. So really, that's it though. Like, other than that,
but if it was
we could totally like
it would have worked.
Oh,
way
worse.
worse.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what I mean is like we have extra planks. We just need to pop them out and put the new ones back in, and it would be good as new. Yeah. And I love the color of my flooring. That is one thing that I'm like so glad that we chose. It's just a medium, like middle of the road brown.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and it's like you can do light stuff with it. You can do dark stuff with it. It hides stuff really well, But like,
and that's
I don't
what's
know.
tricky too. You don't want to go too dark on your floors, because then you see every single little.
Yeah.
And then light floors, light floors were in for a little bit, but now it's just a good medium tone is what's in style. And even with cabinets too, as long as you're choosing the same tone, which also goes back to our color wheel.
Our color wheel.
Right? So you can go darker or lighter in your cabinets, but as long as it's the same tone as your floors. And so that's a lot of things too that I'll help my clients with. Like, okay, you're picking out cool flooring, but the stain on your cabinets are warm, and so you've got to stay with the same tones throughout the house, and even like the stain on their mantle and staircase, stuff like that. So
that's true. That's all things I never would have thought that the color wheel and doing hair would like help benefit essentially.
Yeah.
Because
and even the whites you're picking out in the home, and or grays or taupes, and
because you do have to stick with a more like warm tone if you are choosing a warmer floor or any of that. I feel like that was actually something that took us a long time, is when we were trying to do the stain for our mantle, because we were trying to match it to our floors.
Mm-hmm.
And it was like, I think we did it 4 or 5 different times, because
it
was like
to find the right,
just to make sure. Because we're like, no, that's not quite it.
Yeah.
I feel like sometimes, and not that it's a man thing, because it's not, but like usually it's those gentlemen who are like doing your mantle. They're like, here, these are the colors I would recommend, and I'm like,
dude,
why would you choose those? None of those are even close to what
I'm like. This is like the death of me. Why are men in building the home industry?
Oh, I know. That they're like making plans. I'm like,
no, I'm like,
have you ever been in the kitchen? Like, why would you?
Or they're
put
installing
that
lights,
right
or they're installing, and I'm like, why is the vanity light like a foot above the mirror? Like,
because they've never done makeup before. Yeah.
Well, and it's just, I don't know. It's just common sense. Sometimes I feel like I'm like, what there needs to be a woman's touch in building, like, even, I don't know. I mean, I don't mean to dog guys, but you know what I mean? Like,
Yes.
sometimes all these homes will, like, spit out 20 track homes, you know, and you know that
For
a guy
sure.
picked out all of the finishes and the knobs and the lights, and you're just like,
Yeah.
for real?
Well, because we both live in track homes.
Yes.
So we know.
And had to redo
And
so
we've
many
done-
of the
yeah.
basic
But
crap.
same, like, because when we moved into ours, my brother worked for the
And
builder.
maybe that's the
and so
difference
I was
with
able
custom
to,
home
yeah,
versus-
I was able
yes.
to like choose a few things, but
Yeah.
same with lighting. We didn't upgrade any lighting because we knew that we would change it out over
Eventually.
time.
Yep.
Yeah. And like for us, like we didn't care about the lighting as much, say like in bedrooms or like in here. We cared more about having fans
Yeah.
because for sleeping.
Yeah.
And but then other places we've changed, you know,
Yeah.
above our dining room table but even that, we had them luckily before we moved in because same, they had like put the light was like 4 feet from the back door. And we were like,
Yes.
you can't put a dining room table 4 feet. Like
stuff like that.
it's just weird. And so
They're not
luckily we
thinking
did
about
have
the
them
layout or
move it.
furniture. Mhm.
Yes, to where we were
Exactly.
like, line it up with like basically like the kitchen and the family room, you know,
Exactly.
type thing to where you could have it like, you know, be middle of the road. But yes, so not dogging on men. You guys do a lot of great things.
100%.
A lot of
And they're
great
handy
things.
and good with their hands.
Yes.
And that's why they're in the industry. But
Totally.
sometimes they just don't have the eye or the
Yeah.
aesthetics of
Or they just
the design
Yeah.
aspect.
I feel like Aaron being in construction, he actually had a mother who was really good at home
Yes.
design, and like she actually literally like finished their basement. Like she did all of that, and she taught him growing up. And so there's a lot of things that even he says like it needs to be like this, like in a restaurant. And I'm
That's
like,
cool.
I never would
he's
have
not
thought
a
that.
normal guy. I
Yes.
feel like that's
Yeah.
that's
So
a
I feel like
huge
that's why
talent
he
got
does
from his
do
mom.
well because
That's cool.
of that.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know. It's so interesting. So, but that's good to know though that like those few things that you're like, if you're going to do,
Yeah, or like you talking
Choose X,
about
Y, and
fans
Z.
too.
Yeah.
Like, a lot of people will get it wired for a fan, but not put a fan in there right away. But at least it's
Yeah.
wired for it,
Yes.
you know. Or sometimes, like in my great room, it's nice to have a fan in your great room, right? When you've got huge vaulted ceilings,
Mhm.
but there's something so beautiful about an amazing chandelier
Yeah.
in a family room,
Yeah.
right? And so I'll wire for a fan in case the buyers want to put a fan in later.
Yeah.
But I'll
typically do a
chandelier
yes.
in there because
See, and that's how I feel
Pretty.
too. Like even ours now, I think we actually did change it out. I don't know. I feel like because men are always hot. Like
Yeah,
I was like, I think we
right.
need a fan downstairs, and I feel like we picked a little cuter fan.
Yeah.
Not that you can get a really cute fan, but it's interesting that because we really don't use the fan that much.
Yeah.
Like honest to
I
goodness.
feel like I only turn mine on when I like have a ton of people in and it
Yes.
gets hot or something like that. But other
or
than that,
you know, I'm not a great cook, and I often
or
burn things that I'm like, oh my gosh, now our
Turn on the
entire
fan, open the
downstairs
doors.
smells. Yes. Or you know, I'm fanning the smoke detector.
to get it not to go off. Shoot.
I know. So yeah, but it's true. I'm like,
Yeah.
I actually really
Yeah.
should probably start looking for something different because we really don't turn it on that much.
Yeah.
But we've always had it, like since day one. I think those were the only things we had changed out. Right from the beginning was the dining room
If you-
table one and the
Yeah.
fan.
If you want to amp up a room, change out your lighting.
Yeah.
100%. It'll make.
Well, I like what you said before. It's like jewelry and frosting for
Yeah.
your house.
Oh, 100%. So it kills me
Yes.
when I tell my clients to cut back on it because it really does make
Yeah.
the room, you know.
Yeah.
But so that is something if you do want to remodel, if you're like, this room is just boring, wallpaper
And like
and lighting. And don't be afraid of
freaks
wallpaper.
me out. I
And don't be afraid of it. You guys, they make wallpaper, the glue that they make nowadays
Yeah.
is way different than I know you're thinking like back in the 70s.
Oh, I know.
You know?
Erin
like,
has mentioned wallpaper multiple times, and
Awful.
I've said, like, I know Cassie will come and help me, but I am
Yes.
terrified. And I think it's because
The
I just
commitment?
don't know if I can, like, decide on something that I would love enough to even leave up for a few years. I don't know.
No. You maybe think that, but I feel like once it's up, you would fall in love.
Yeah.
Because I have a big like mural of my succulents in my kitchen.
Yes, that one is
And I'm like,
really
oh my gosh, this
amazing.
is only gonna last like a couple years. And
Yeah.
I've had it in there
Yeah.
like
It's probably been like 7 years
7
you
years.
have it. Yeah.
And I still love it. I don't know.
It is. It's
just like
beautiful, beautiful.
I don't know.
I'm gonna need some house pictures.
At least
of yours
just like
to
your
post.
half bath.
Okay, see, in my half bath, I love, and I like had this whole picture and vibe I was kind of going off of, and Aaron was like, "It's just not really my jam." I'm like,
Really?
okay.
Half baths are so
No.
fun to make moody too.
Yes.
You can like paint the ceiling and
yeah. And actually, we do need to, because I have an industrial sink in my half
Oh, that's
bath,
right. Yeah, I love it.
I love it.
Yes.
And Aaron is not a fan.
Oh.
But I've had it for a couple years now, and
He
so
doesn't like
he
it?
really would like to do something different. There's a vanity from Pottery Barn that we just haven't pulled the trigger on yet. That
Okay.
I know he's like, just find something you want. And I'm like, I know that's the one that you want, so let's just do it.
Mm-hmm.
But it's one of those things that's like the last thing on the list, right?
Yeah.
There's children and
100%.
sports and Christmas and a million other things that we need to pay for before we
Yeah.
do another vanity. But I love the utility sink because I feel
It's
like too,
so
because
cute.
our half bath is right in from our garage. That's like, I wash out like the chicken stuff because we have chickens,
Buckets.
you know, like bucket,
Mhm.
yeah. Or I do like softball pants in there. I wash the dog in there. I mean, it's just like, it is a utility sink.
Yeah,
like, and we
it's
use
so
it
cute.
as that.
Mhm.
I wish it was in my laundry room. I just don't have a hookup in my laundry room
Yeah.
for a sink. So,
Yeah.
I don't know. Okay. Let's go. Let's see here. Because I really do have so many questions. Okay, we kind of talked about that. What about like, where did your love for home designing come from? I know you talked a little bit about your mom, but
Yeah, for sure. I think I just kind of grew up with the
Yeah.
passion, and I've always really loved it.
like, did you like do a lot with your bedroom? Like, I don't know. I mean, I obviously was in your bedroom a ton, like in high school, but I don't really remember it.
Yeah.
Because I feel like when we were in high school too, we had our roses hanging upside down, drying, and we just had pictures all over the walls. And
Yeah.
but because I didn't get into home decor until I had a home. Even when Aaron and I first got married, he already owned a home,
Right.
and it was done really, really well. Like, his sister-in-laws had helped him, but it was 100% a bachelor pad. A lot of grays, a lot of blacks, like, some tans. And so when I moved in, it was just like, I mean, it's already done. Cool. And then when we moved to a home, that Cedar Hills one, where it was like this blank slate, I was like, what do I even like?
Right.
And that took me a lot of years to even
find
figure
your
out,
style.
yes, what my
Mhm.
style was. And like, his mom had helped me. Like, I don't know, I felt like I was kind of going through like a design crisis, because it was like, well, I like this and I like this and I like this, and nothing was really meshing. Like, I look back at pictures and I was like, oh my gosh, that was really ugly.
Yeah.
That was really,
Well, I
really
think
terrible.
that's half of it is like trial and error.
Oh,
right.
yes.
And
Oh,
I
yes.
definitely have like my I love modern homes. It's
Yeah.
my favorite.
Yeah.
I designed a modern home though in Mapleton, and it took a long time to sell because that's not
Yeah.
a lot of people's
Jam.
jam. And it's like the French country,
Yeah. which is my
I
totally
don't
my
love.
life.
Yes, but like this home that
Mhm.
I'm doing in Salem have like arched windows,
Oh,
and I even
love it.
did like the diamond grids, and I'm doing, a lot of just like shiplap in it and stuff that's not my jam, but I know it's really popular in Utah
Yeah.
right now.
Yeah.
So I don't know if there was necessarily like growing up something that like really got me into design. I think it's just like been my whole life, and like I said, trial and error, and then I know what I love, and then I can incorporate. I really love eclectic look
Mhm.
too.
Yeah.
That's kind of my house is just a mix of all different styles too.
And you
Because
do
then
a
it's
great
just-
job at that.
Yeah,
Like, you
and
do
kind of all my
eclectic very
homes, I'm like,
well.
even though it's still a French country home, I have an iron front door in it, which is kind of more of a modern flair. And I think that's what adds character too, is just mixing all of your different design
Yeah.
elements as well.
Yeah.
And then each room too, I've always had a passion for like, okay, we've got our metal in here. We've got like texture, wicker, or like a grass cloth wallpaper, or like, do you have glass? Do you have a shine element? So I feel like I've always had an eye for like, okay, it needs to be eclectic. You need a variety, and then you need to look at your different surfaces, and do you have wood? Do you have
Yeah,
different
that's so
colors,
smart.
different
Because I don't know if I
material?
would think about that. So where are you getting inspiration from? Are you like reading because like even just for instance, like my holiday decor right now, right?
Yeah.
Did it take me 3 full days to put up?
Yeah.
But it's
You
because
have so much.
this is what I was like actually starting to tell you, and then I think I got distracted. But I feel like all of the month of November, I was like, creative juices were just flowing, and I was like, oh, I'm gonna do that when I get my stuff out. I'm gonna do that when I get it, and then I like get all my stuff out, and I'm like, meh. I'm like, they literally shut off. No juices were flowing. Yeah. I was just like, so then I go, okay, here's my country living. Here's my American farmhouse. Yes. Here's my flea market decor magazine. Like I'm getting all these things. Plus Instagram is a huge inspiration for me, like on like a lot of those house pages. And then Pinterest, you know, or I don't know, like where are you getting all this inspiration?
So it's funny because even like 10 years ago, and I still have it, I have a 3-ring binder. And this was, again, before I was in design, but I just loved it. I was getting all of those magazines that I love. Oh, I love magazines. Would rip out the pages of things that I love or that would be an inspiration to me, and I put it in a little sheet protector. So I have this 3-ring binder.
Full of magazine pages?
Yes.
I know that.
Yes. And I love it so much. Sometimes I refer back to it. Some of it's way outdated. But some of it is even just
come back again.
Some of it's paint colors, though, that I love, too. Yeah. And so I'll, like, continue to look back at that. Now it's evolved to, I legit have, you know, the whole notes app in your phone.
Oh, yes, yes.
I will screenshot things, and I have, like, a note that says next spec or, like, client inspiration, and I go through that. I also have on my Instagram, I will save things. I do have a Pinterest board. Yeah. So now it's all very virtual, and I have things online. Yeah. But I totally have the whole magazine thing too.
Gosh, I did not know that. Mine is I just have kept the magazines of the things that I love and like have, you know, folded over the corners or whatever, things that I love. But yeah, I feel like too, I don't know. It's so fascinating to me because I always want to know too, like you think about like the Pantone colors that come out every year and like all this. I'm like, who are they?
Yes.
Who are they? Who are the people that are coming out with this? Who is saying,
who are you to call the shots? What's going to be? Well, like, same with fashion too. This is going to be so 2025. I'm like, who says?
Yeah, I'm like, who are they? I want to know who they are. But yes, because I feel like there are things that even like in country living, I'm like, they'll put together, because you know I love antique and like vintage stuff. And in country living, they'll put together like these pages full of like flat lays of like, you know, all of these different things. Say, for instance, if it was like old tins, right? Where it's like all these, this is like really popular or trendy to like decorate with this year for Christmas. I'm like, oh, I've been doing that for years, right? But that was like my own idea. But then there's other things that they put out that I'm like, that is genius. And I'm going to and I'm like, I'm going to keep that page and I'm going to use that for my future, you know, whatever. And there's stuff that because I typically don't do the same thing every year, but I do a lot. Like, I don't know. I'm like, oh, this is still, my past pictures are inspirations even for my next ones. Even if I don't do it exactly, I'm like,
I love those tricky things together. Too is we don't want to constantly be spending money on decorations in our home, right? I mean, it's just so expensive. And so you want to stay with the times, but you want to tweak things, right? So there's things that I've had forever, but then you just style it different or you just pair it with something different and it becomes a whole new
look. Yes. And I love that. I always say, we've talked about this for years too, shop your own home.
Yeah, right.
Like even
mix things up, move things in different rooms. And then, like I said, pay attention to your elements and mix shine with wicker with.
Well, and just like you said, adding a light fixture could make a whole different, you know,
or a lamp. And looking at heights too. Is important. We were talking about that earlier downstairs.
Yes.
Just what does your eye gravitate to, and then making sure that it's not too busy somewhere. You know, you need to also let like your eyes rest. You also don't want it to be like too much, but
And I decorate clutterly. I don't know if that's the right word.
You still have spots in your home where your eye can rest.
Well, and definitely. Like my coffee table or like...
Right? Otherwise, you're like looking like a hoarder. Like, and it doesn't look like that because you have places.
Yes. And I feel like most of the time throughout the year, like I don't have as much decor as I do like with Christmas and say Halloween, right? And so it's not as full, but I definitely like a full look. But it's interesting because I feel like for me, kind of like finding my vibe was like the first time I saw a Pottery Barn magazine. And I was like, where has this been my entire life? Like I'd heard the word Pottery Barn forever, but I really truly think that like I will always go back to like, that's just my roots. Like I just love Pottery Barn. I think it's so classic. I think it can be done kind of a little bit more farmhouse. It can be done a little bit more coastal. It can be done a little bit more like traditional. Like their stuff can go in so many different directions that is where once I finally saw that, I was like, oh, I get it. And also I can mix in my antique stuff.
Yeah.
With new.
That look.
Yeah.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So that was for me, I feel like, when I finally got that. But
and that's what's beautiful too, is mixing old with new, because it adds the character, right?
Yeah.
Because we live in I think our home was built in '09, and the cabinets are ugly and we've been wanting to redo them forever. But actually what I did was wrap my island in old doors.
Oh, that's right.
And it adds just kind of a different element to our kitchen, right? And then we have like kind of more of an industrial modern floating shelves, but just my old vintage doors wrapped on my island just adds the character.
Yeah. Yes.
So it's just doing.
That's right. I was thinking about that, but I couldn't remember if it was just old wood or what it was. But you're right. It's like doors.
Yeah, cut in half, and then Scott just drilled them into.
And they look amazing. That's what I mean. I'm gonna need you to send me some pictures of your house so that I can post them, just so you can see her vibe. Because when you say eclectic, that can be really scary for people.
Yeah.
But that's why I say you do a very, very good job of doing it, where you have all those elements, but it's not too like shocking or in your face.
Right.
Sometimes eclectic is like
the clean lines.
Whoa, like that is really out there.
Yeah. Yeah. Right.
For sure. Oh, I love it.
Yeah, it's definitely tricky though, because I feel like I've had a passion for furniture and the decorating part, and so with building, being a designer for a builder, it's definitely stretching myself, and it's scary because it's more architect.
Yeah.
You know, and it's more like and that's what's tricky, is I have a vision for like spots, and I'm like, ooh, this is how I want to decorate this area, but that's not. I stop right before furniture, which is hard and frustrating, and it's unique to be a designer for a building and for a builder, and it's cool because it is different, but it is set apart with any other design firm, because usually design firms you're doing paint colors, lighting, mirrors and stuff like that, but I'm picking out doors, and I'm picking out like doorknobs and kind of all the bones to the house. And then again, helping with framing and electrical and stuff like that. So I would in the future love to do it, like keep going and do it through the future.
That was going to be my next question. What do you want to do?
It's my passion, but I feel like that's a whole new ballgame, and that's a whole nother thing that I'm going to have to learn, because you have to source all of that, and there's so much that goes into furniture, you know.
Yes.
And I'm already building. I have been building my relationship with my cabinet supplier and my countertops, and you know, all of these other subs. That I just, when I think about furniture, I think that's my passion, and I would love to get into it, but it's like almost overwhelming because it would be so much more than what I'm already learning to do.
Well, and I think you would literally have to start over.
Yes.
Like
100%.
you would, because you'd be at square one of like, I know nobody in this industry. I don't know, you know. Because you think about like, you got to go to market, you got to make those relationships, exactly. You got to figure out like who has what styles or who can source what for you. And I mean, like I have a couple of, my one sister-in-law, Shauna, you know, but she has a designer, and her last couple of homes, they have like, she's literally just been like, you know what my style is, you just do everything.
That's so amazing.
And they pick out colors and she has
Yes. See, that's so fun.
And it has been amazing what she can do. Like, but that's where, in fact, I talked about this, I think, in one of my very first episodes, about the TJ Maxx hand soap.
Oh yeah.
Remember?
Yes.
But it is her designer who
that's
puts
right.
those finishing touches in her home.
Yeah.
And it ends up being stuff like that, where it's like, no, they have like the best, it's like pretty soap. It looks super high end. And anyway, but again, it's just those things that you like will learn over time.
100%.
But so do you feel like, I mean, not that you can like say yes or no for sure, but like, do you feel like you want to stay with a builder for a while? Do you feel like you would want to go off on your own?
Yeah, I mean, I feel like it took a lot. Like I said, it's been 4.5 years. It's taken a lot of learning to be where I'm at right now, that I almost feel like, as long as I'm continuing to grow, right? Sure. I just don't want to be at a standstill where I'm not growing anymore and pushing myself like I was with hair. I'm just like not feeling fulfilled. Right now I'm still feeling fulfilled by being a designer for a builder, and I'm still learning and growing and feeling confident in what I'm doing. It was a lot of fake it till you make it. And like I said, I was self-taught. And so we also used like a program called Builder Trend, where I'm entering all the information for the subs. And that's where I'm entering like their budgets and all the numbers and where we're coming in at. And so it was learning that whole software, as well as freaking mood boards, dude, are a pain in the butt.
Yeah.
And I have learned how to freaking make mood boards and, you know,
like
uploading.
through a software though, right?
I use Canva Pro.
Yeah.
So it's not like SketchUp or anything.
I use Canva a lot for my podcast.
But yeah, it's simple, but it's detailed enough for subs that I can upload, you know, the cabinet and the countertops, and they can get a vision, you know, where I want the height of my mirror and all the plumbing and the hardware and stuff like that to a mood board. And then my clients can see it too and kind of visualize it a little bit better. But even with Canva Pro, again, it's not a software like SketchUp or any of those fancy ones where they're doing furniture and stuff like that, you know? Yeah. So I don't know. I have kind of toyed around with the idea of going to school and getting my degree, and then I'm just like, dude, I don't know. I'm 41. Like,
I know,
right? Like, I don't know.
It's next week, you guys.
I know.
Oh, what a fun
almost
week
41.
Because your episode will come out on Sunday.
It will?
Yes, this is
Happy birthday
fantastic.
to me.
I know. We're
that's
gonna have to do like a whole party thing for your
Oh.
birthday on the podcast.
That is kind of good timing.
That's so fun.
Yeah, so fun. Anyway,
but
so
yeah,
I don't
see
know.
that.
I mean, I'm like, a lot of, if I do eventually ever want to work at a design firm, I know a lot of them do like you to have a degree in it, but I know there's something really special about experience.
Yeah.
And that's kind of where I'm at right now. And I'm just loving that I got my foot in the door, and I feel lucky to be there, and I'm getting the experience that I need. And right now I'm busy enough that I don't feel like I need anything more. I have done some clients here and there. So every parade of home that we do, I'll be there, and the builder will be like, or people will come in and ask the builder, who is a designer of this home. And so I have gotten quite a few clients through the parade of home that I'll do on the side. And that's keeping me busy enough to just help through the building process. So I don't know. So, we'll see where it brings me in the future, but I don't have any plans as of right now to do furniture, but it would be so fun.
So fun.
You know?
So fun. Oh my gosh. If you ever do though, please let me come with you to market.
Yes.
And I'll be your assistant. I will take notes for you. I'll get you a drink, some treats, whatever you need. It'll be so fun.
You know what also I would love to do is like stage homes.
Oh yes.
That would be so fun.
That would be so fun.
We could do that together.
Yo. That's what I mean. But I feel like I don't know. I just don't know enough about the other genres, if you will, of decor. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, that's where I just feel like it would be hard to do stuff like that, because that's not the way my brain works.
And like I said, you as a designer have to appeal to the masses.
Yes.
And so that's what's tricky too.
Especially if someone comes to you and is like, hey, I want a modern home. They said that to me, I've been like, good luck with that. Right? Like, let me help you. I have a friend. Remember, I've always got a guy.
And so excited. And this is gonna be so fun.
I always, again, kind of go back and forth too, where like, I actually love like primitive farmhouse, like super old antique stuff. But then, like I said, I love new stuff, and I don't know. So I really am like kind of all over the place, but I am very like French country and love the antiques of like more farmhouse antiques. But then you look at like, okay, my Christmas right now, my favorite antique Christmas stuff is from the 50s, which was very modern in the 50s. And which seems so unlike me, but for some reason
but that's what's
I don't know.
And that's why it works.
Yeah, right? And that's true, because I do mix all of my like stuff like that. But a lot of my favorite things are from the 50s when it comes to holiday decor, but not when it comes to like my house. I don't know. But I do try and see the beauty in all of them, right? Because like there are things that I'm like, oh, that's so cool. I can definitely see the beauty in all genres of decor and like style of homes. It's just, I'm just not sure if my brain would work that way. I don't know.
I could see that.
So are you taking new clients right now? if there happens to be someone listening.
Yeah, for sure. For new builds, yes.
Okay.
I would say some people ask me for like remodeling. I feel like I would love that, but I don't. I almost kind of like to work, at least right now, from the bones up.
Yes.
You know?
Yes, for sure.
Remodeling is kind of a whole different ballgame because you're having to tweak things and work with what's already there.
Mm-hmm.
And I like to start from the ground up.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So
like start fresh.
Yes.
I would feel the same way.
Yeah, 100%. So
yeah.
But
okay.
yeah.
Good to know. Good to know. And I'll tag your page as well, your Instagram. What is it? Mark Your Design?
Yep.
Okay.
My last name's Mark. So
yes.
it's a little play
so
on
cute.
words.
I know. I love it. Okay. Is there any advice that you would want to give? I mean, I know you've given a lot of advice already, but anything that you want to leave with our listeners here or watchers on YouTube?
Oh man, there's so much. I feel like it's so broad, but I would definitely
like,
just
hey,
say,
I want to like build a home in the next year or two. What would you be like? Okay, so start gathering inspiration. Would you say like
100%.
start like what?
I love it when my clients come to me. They know kind of their style. So that I can just help them like kind of draw into what they like. Sometimes when they're like, I don't even know, I'm like, oh my gosh, well, you got to give me some direction,
like
right?
Then we're starting from here.
Yes,
we need to start from here.
But at least if I know their style, so as long as you know, if you are kind of more contemporary, modern, French country, whatever it is.
And if you don't know, just start looking through.
Yeah, 100%. And there's so many things online and virtual that make it easier. Same with paint colors too. I think what's popular is really a lot of like the taupes and the creams and the neutrals, the organic colors. Mm-hmm. And those are very classic too. They're gonna stay in style for a while. Yeah. But I feel like, like I said, with lighting, you can always bring those in later. Just figure out where you want to stick your budget. And it can be very overwhelming because I know prices are crazy and it's really expensive right now. But just think about where you want to put your money into and then know your style, know your direction. And then from there, we can just...
It's basically like you get to play.
Yeah.
At that point, you're like, this is a party.
I know, and it's so fun. And my husband loves it because he's like, you get your fix by doing all of this stuff through other people.
Yeah.
Stop doing it to our house because I'm like, ooh, let's do this.
I know. I was just going to say, I'm like...
But I come up with all these ideas and then I can share with my clients, what do you think about this? What do you think about this? And some of them don't like it and that's fine. And that's, like I said, you're working with all different opinions but once I get to know your style and what you're drawn to and what you like, then the sky's the limit. And it's just so fun to be creative and have my creative outlet through my clients and, have some fun with. And paint colors too is so easy to change. Like, why not? Yeah. Just do it and then you can easily repaint it later, right? Yeah. But it's stuff like cabinets and flooring that are hard to change later. Just pick something timeless, classic, still in budget. Like you can get amazing cabinets that are alder. You don't need to go oak or anything crazy, but you can do really beautiful things still in budget that are timeless. Yeah. And then have fun with all the little extra stuff, the hardware and
I think too, along those same lines, there's different seasons in life in the home.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
Where
little kids or
where like our cabinets now, I actually love them, but I don't think they even make them anymore. They're like a wrapped.
Like a melamine?
Like a foiled, like a. Cannot remember what they're called. I don't think they even make them anymore because we actually tried to add some to like go to the ceiling with them, but they're wrapped with like it's not melamine, but probably somewhere along those lines that it doesn't look shiny like a melamine plasticky look. But you can literally spray them with 409 and wash them off. Yes. And so I feel like it's been very easy to keep my white cabinets looking very white. It has been no problem at all. But like, again, they've been fantastic for kids and drips, like spills, everything like in a kitchen. They have been fantastic
to clean.
If I were ever to build another home, I would 100% try and find those again or something close to it for like a downstairs kitchen. Because like where little kids are like, like kids or grandkids or something like that would want to be. Because anything that spills, sometimes, you spill jam or something on a cabinet, it like, not only is it sticky, but like it can like get a color on it or something like that. And with this, it like there's no staining, there's nothing. Like you can drop anything on them and it doesn't affect them at all.
I'll have to look at them again before.
Yeah, you'll have to like just feel them. But
yeah.
I remember that because again, our twins were like in preschool when we bought this house, and so I just remember thinking, yes, these are going to be fantastic, and they have been. They've been wonderful. But would I like want them in my main kitchen forever? I don't know. They don't bother me at all.
Right.
It's just a different, like it's not a full wood like you would think. My island's a little different, but yeah, I would think like, good for something like that. So anyway, well, thank you.
Yes, again, always.
You guys,
so fun, and I'm so proud of you.
I've really been saving up Cassie for a good point, but she was one of the ones I had to cancel when I was sick.
Yeah,
and it was really devastating. So, but I'm glad it worked out now because, like I said, next week's birthday week.
Yeah, time to party.
I know.
We gotta
it's
go
wild.
to lunch.
We're so old.
I know.
How did we meet when we were 15 and now you're going to be 41?
It's fine.
It's fine. If I just tell myself enough times, it's fine. It's going to be fine. It's going to be fine. I know. Yes. And we're going to have Aubrey on.
Yes.
It's fun actually to have all three of us together.
It really would.
Like, well, I think let's, in the new
year. But if Aubrey
maybe
comes
like
on,
January.
You guys talk your magic with hair. I feel like I've been out of hair for 10 years now.
Well, that's kind of my thought is I want to have her on and talk like clients and all that kind of stuff. Oh, I don't think we are magicians, but we're a good time. I feel like
So my mom was a beautician, so was my grandma, and I'll never forget.
I forgot your grandma.
I'll never forget my grandma had a little poster in her salon that said, "I'm a beautician, not a magician." I love it so much. People come in and they're like, "Make me beautiful," and expect so much from you, and you're like, "Bro,
yeah, you're like,
I'm not a magician."
Possible. Yeah, I often think that as well.
I love it. But basically, you and Aubrey are, so have her on.
It's very fun. Aubrey and I definitely get to talk hair a lot. It's so fun to have somebody to like go back and forth with and ask questions and what do you think about this? And I think that's why I've loved being in a salon so much more lately. Like the last couple of years with so many. I mean, I loved the girls I was with before, but there's only like 2 or 3 of us. And now there's like 10 of us. And so there's just
really that many?
Yeah, because there's 7 chairs.
That's
and then
so
different people work different, and I only work mornings,
That's
so I see different people, and then there's another girl in my chair in the afternoon. So it's so fun
because I feel like I'm
so
learning
creative, so much.
It's so fun to see how other people do things.
And sometimes
I
I'm
do
like,
miss that part.
I want to sit down and have you give me a blowout.
Yeah,
like Brooke Goodman is so good at blowouts. Do you know who that is? It was Brooke Rickenbach, and she married Kurt Goodman.
Oh.
But anyway, and she has cute red hair. She's
cute.
So darling. Anyway, I sit next to
awesome.
her, and every time she does a blowout, I'm like, "Oh, you're amazing
too, right?" Like
yes.
I feel like I loved color and I didn't love cutting as much. And some people are really good at blowouts and just have your different.
Yeah, totally. I'm really basic in my cutting, like trims, little light layering, whatever. But if people are like, "I want like a shag or like a wolf cut," I'm like, "I've got a gal for you." I send them to someone else because I'm like. That's not what I specialize in. That's not what I do.
Razor cuts.
Oh, seeing those freak me out.
Favorite, and I do not like them. Creative. You know, you kind of just pull up the hair and you cut to like whatever looks good. There's no like diagram you're following or like.
Okay, I need to send you these videos then because there is the guy that I would like next time I cut my hair all off.
Yeah.
His name's Dom Hair on Instagram, and he does a lot of razor cuts, but they literally look like blunt.
Wow, see
it's
so
wild. Like he like holds it and then like does the my gosh. It's
amazing.
Crazy. Yeah, I'll have to send you pictures or the videos. Anyway. Well, thank you for coming to Time to Process, you guys. Cassie is a gem. I'm so grateful.
Let me know. Yes, reach out to me, DM me if you have any questions. People are always just like, what paint color should I do this? And they think that they're being annoying, but I seriously love it. Love it so much. I'm like, ooh, okay, what should we do?
Yes, like I said, I will tag her page.
So
It'll be, anyone has any questions, follow her for ideas, because you've also posted the homes that you've done too.
Yeah.
Which is also cool, and that's inspiration for other stuff too. Yeah, and Valor Homes is so wonderful. They have such great stuff. They do such beautiful homes, such beautiful work.
Come to our parade of homes in June and see me. It'll be so fun.